Wanted to give us a little bit of sound to start out and walk you through a little bit of a wake up the body morning flow. This is going to be really healthy for the lymphatic system and our fascia connective tissue system, just to help make sure that everything is draining and nutrients and blood supply and oxygen are going everywhere that they need to go. So I love doing this with a big inhale and reaching up and looking up. And then on an exhale, tipping to one side, your choice. Making sure that you're rotating your chest open to the sky. And then on an inhale, coming back up, and exhale, going to the other side. No need to hold. The minute you want to come up with an inhale, and exhale, flow to the other side. With your own breath, try and keep your shoulders away from your ears and keep just racking that chest open to the sky. One more here. Tipping to the side, opposite of what you started, and inhale up. And get those hands down to your sides. Let's just kind of shake everything out a little bit. We're going to do a little bit of heel bopping, which literally just looks like you're just kind of bouncing on your heels. And this is going to help the lymphatic system wake up. You can manually do this by actually pumping through all of the 6 points. If you look up Dr. Perry, he has something called the Big Six, where you rub and you tap on your clavicle, on your neck, under your armpits, on the stomach line, on the groin line, and behind the knees. That can take 15 minutes on its own, so feel free to go do those exercises and give that a Google. But ending with a little bit of tapping on your heels to create a vibration through your body is really good. So ending those there, we're now going to inhale the arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, twist over, bring your left arm onto the low back, and then your right hand wherever is comfortable. Exhale. Inhale, open, shine, rotate, and exhale to the other side, putting your hand on the ground and the right hand on the low back, wherever is comfortable. So you're kind of shining open on your inhales and reaching up, looking up. And on your exhales, you're just using a bend in your hips to help wake the body up, and especially the spine. So on the inhales, you're kind of shining open, big cartwheel. Exhale, hand to the low back, opposite hand on the earth. And now if you're here, you can straighten the left leg or whatever leg that you're facing and pause and feel that right up the back of the leg. Another breath here and exhale. When you're ready for the other side, inhale. Rise up and cartwheel, exhale, opposite side, hand lands where it wants to. The gaze is up towards the sky or wherever is comfortable for the neck. And the other hand is on that low back. And then I'm straightening my right leg this time, the leg that I'm looking towards, to feel that all up the back channel. Beautiful. Another breath here. And then inhale, rise all the way back up, hands down. Very nice. We're going to find some neck stretches now. It's a little bit of an osteopathic technique. So you're just going to bring your right hand to your ear and use your middle finger inside of the upper part where it's hooked, not your ear canal, not the hole. Don't plug your ear. Put it where you can grip. And then you're going to reach those opposite fingertips the other way, but instead of just tipping your head, I want you to think about shining this chunk of your neck, your sternocleidomastoid, to the sky. So think of raising that area of the neck up and exposing it. Breathe here, drop your shoulders. Tipping the head with the hand, reaching with the opposite fingers. You can even put the thumb to the sky, just to help open your chest. And gently release, bring the head back up with your arm, release your arm, and opposite sides. Bringing that middle finger where you can hook your ear, not into your ear hole. Opposite hand is reaching away. Thumb can be facing up for more of a stretch. And then instead of tipping the head, we're also shining that sternocleidomastoid, the side of the neck, to the sky. Try and relax every other part of your face and your shoulders. Try not to raise your eyebrows, relaxing everything. Reaching away and stretching that neck. Very nice. And now with the help of the hand, bring the head back up. And now we're going to do a little bit of a back bend. So I'll turn to the side to show you. Very gentle. We're going to find a grip of our hands interlaced behind your back. So make a fist with your hands together. And then as you take an inhale with your feet planted firmly into the ground, a gentle bend of your knees. As you inhale, you're going to drag your fists down your back and look up and let your head fall. Roll your shoulders together and let your scapulas kiss on your back. And stay wherever is comfortable. You don't have to have straight legs, but it may help you to get a deeper bend. And when you're ready, exhale and hinge forward at your hips to come into a humble pose. Fists to the sky. Really rinsing out the shoulders, the mid part of the back. You can kind of wiggle your hips and your arms, however feels good. Keep breathing here. And then gently, don't let your hands fall. Unhinge your fingers and with strength, bring your arms down to the mat. Nice. Forward fold, hang out, let everything just let go. Big inhale through your nose and exhale, sigh out your mouth if it feels good. Hang out in ragdoll if you like, grabbing opposite elbows so that there's extra weight. I don't like to use the word dragging in yoga, but in this case, it's kind of nice. Pulling you, dragging you towards the ground. Stretching the back of the legs. And now straighten one knee and bend one knee. Coming up onto the ball of the foot. And just feeling the tension in the back of the legs, decompressing. Telling them it's okay to let go. And bringing your hands to the earth. From here, you're going to step your left leg back into a runner's lunge. So you can stay on that back knee and then make sure that your stance is nice and far apart so that when you do come up, your knee is directly over your ankle. If you find that you're somewhere back here, that's not good. You want proper alignment, really long stance. Give your body a lot of space. Then from here, inhale the arms up and overhead, palms facing forward, shoulders down and away from your ears. Inhale, and then as you exhale, cactus your arms and your elbows into 90 degrees and a little bit of a back bend. Hold here for one inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to come up out of your lunge, straighten your front leg and bring your hands to the earth for a half Hanumasana, half splits. Feeling that stretch all up the back of that right leg. And the key with this is not to collapse over your leg, but keep your heart forward, keep your spine nice and straight, and try and always hinge at the hips, really feeling that in the back of the legs. Tuck the chin slightly, maintaining your posture. And then exhale, come back into a lunge. Inhale, splits. Exhale, lunge. Inhale one more time, splits a little. Exhale, lunge, and now bring your hands on the inside of that foot. Fire up the back knee off the mat, making sure that that left leg is nice and active. And then lift your right hand off of the mat, finding a nice grip in the left hand and detox twisting open to the sky. Try and stack your shoulders on top of each other and press into that hand to lift your upper body up. Don't forget about that lunge though. Keep lunging into that front right knee. A nice, strong, straight back leg, as if there was a string on the back of your knee pulling it to the sky. Breathing here. If it's in your practice, you can drop that back knee and bend the foot, reaching back with the hands to find a more of a hamstring stretch. And breathe there. And wherever you are, coming out slowly, bringing your hand back down to the mat. And we're going to find all of those beautiful variations on the other side. So tuck your toes underneath, push into your hands, lift your front foot off the mat, and step back into a downward facing dog. Walk your dog, straightening one leg and bending the other knee. And then when you're ready, find a settling. Very nice. Working towards melting the heels to the mat, but so long as you are shining your pelvis to the sky, really trying to turn it up, and you are melting your heart back, pushing firmly into the hands and every fingertip, bringing your shoulder blades together on your back body and then down your back. Strong back here. And then inhale, we're going to step the left foot forward. Now finding our runner's lunge on the other side, uncurl your toes. Inhale, arms up and overhead, and we're going to find that back bend with cactus arms on an exhale, leaning back slightly. Hold here for one inhale. And as you exhale, bring your hands forward to the ground and then straighten that front leg. Half splits. You can be fully seated on your back ankle if you like. There's no difference in the stretch up that back leg. I've experimented with both to see if there's any different sensation, and there isn't really. This is a little more dynamic when you're upright, but if it feels just as good for you to come all the way back and try and relax more into it, feels really nice. So wherever you are, make sure that you can come forward into a lunge and back comfortably in a stance that's nice for your body, because we're going to do some flows here. So if you were back in your half split still, we're going to take an inhale to come forward and lunge, arms up. Exhale, half splits. Inhale forward and lunge, reach up. Exhale, half splits. One more time. Working with the breath and the body. Finding any variation that feels right for you and knowing that you always have it. Why not do one more? It felt nice. Very nice. And now coming back forward into that lunge, bring the hands both on the inside of your feet. Fire up that back leg, so knees off of the ground. Firmly plant the right hand, and then inhale the left arm up to the sky. Stack your shoulders on top of each other. Press into that hand to reach up, root to rise. Strong in the feet, strong in the legs. Keeping that lunge. Don't lose the lunge in the depth. It's a good burn. One more breath here. Heart opening to the sky, and exhale, bring your hand back down to the earth. Very nice. Back into a downward facing dog. So press those hands into the earth, fire up that back leg, and then lift your left foot, stepping it back, downward facing dog. Very nice. Shake it out again. You can maybe come up onto your tippy toes and back down. Inhale up onto your tippy toes and exhale back down. And now inhale your right leg up into the air. You can open your hip if you like. Just bend your knee, look to the right, making circles if that feels good, or just finding stillness. And then exhale, we're gonna sweep it all the way through into pigeon pose. So the knee is tracking forward, the back leg uncurls the toes and then reaches as far as it can straight. And from here, you're gonna take an inhale to shine your heart to the sky, making sure that your pelvis is forward and you're not hovering up on your leg in any way. So find, even if it means you have to kind of circle this way a little bit, just try and kick that leg back. The position of your leg in terms of what the angle is like is going to be so different for everyone. So make sure that you feel like you're stretching that back leg. You feel it in this flexor in the front of the left hip. And then you're also feeling a really nice warming sensation in the outer side of your right thigh. And from here, you're going to hinge at the hips and crawl your hands forward as far as comfortable for you. If you have blocks, you can come down onto those. Just taking a few breaths after that good hip work. Telling that muscle that it can calm down a little bit. We can also send some blood and oxygen. If you want to sigh, especially in these kinds of yin postures, feel free to sigh because it's a very healthy parasympathetic response. I find I've been sighing all week, actually. I've been noticing myself just, and it's nice. It means I have something to release, and I'm letting it out. Feeling the heart calm down. And when you're ready to come out, walking the hands up, back towards the hips. Press into the hands. See if you can lift that right leg up, and then just come back into a tabletop. Let's find child's pose for a moment. Knees are nice and wide, mat width apart, and then you're sinking back into your heels. You can bring your chin or forehead onto the mat. And reaching those arms forward. Let's have an active child's pose today. So, tented fingertips. Big sigh. Nice. And now walking the hands back into tabletop, knees underneath the hips, and finding our down dog. So from tabletop, to find a perfect down dog, all you have to do is walk your hands forward 1 hand length. So my hand is going to end where my hand is going to be placed at the end of my middle finger, where my previous hand was. So wrist crease, where your middle finger used to be, the tip of your middle finger used to be. And then curling those toes under, and then inhale, press the hips up and back and melt. Inhale, breath, and exhale, sink the heels to the ground, tilt the pelvis up, full expression of down dog. We're not here for much longer. Inhale the left leg up into the sky, and then bend the knee, and then open your hip. If you like, you can look underneath your left armpit, and you'll feel your hip opening. This is good. We're warming it up for pigeon. We're about to do that even more on this side. And as you exhale, tuck the knee into the chest and find pigeon on the other side by bringing the knee, I was going to say behind the left wrist, but I put it in front for myself. Everyone's body's a little different. No matter what you want to do, you want to feel that this is right. So straightening that back leg, you can walk that back foot as far back as you can, reaching it straight. Top of the toes are on the mat. Your hips are both squared forward, but they can be a little raised depending on your body shape. If you need to hold yourself upright with tented fingers, that's totally fine. But the goal is to sink into this pose and to hold it for at least 90 seconds. With any decompression pose, you want at least 90. So wherever you are, once you've found your nice shape and it feels good in your body, and for your right hip flexor, it's stretching. You feel it on the outer part of that thigh. It's nice and tight right around your rump. That's good. These are all the muscles you're stretching. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Chest and head is the last thing to come down. Coming forward onto blocks or forearms. We're melting all the way flat. I might do that if my bowls weren't in front of me. Keeping breathing. Inhales through the nose and long, slow exhales out the nose. If you want to let out a sigh for your parasympathetic nervous system, you can do so. Try and melt into it. If there's any areas where you're still holding tension, I just felt my inner thighs holding a little. And so I went, okay, relax, relax. And I felt instantly more of a stretch, because that's the point. But also like more of my body just made contact with the mat. And that's the idea. This decompression is so important for our fascia. This is how we maintain its health, through movement, but then also through decompression. If you do not do the decompression, you will only have compression, movement, muscle, strength, and that's all great. But it also can keep you stiff and rigid. You know, we all know a bodybuilder who looks very strong, but they have an injury or they fall and break something because they're a little too stiff. Your body needs to be able to hold its depth. And when we do these held postures for time, we are allowing collagen to be built in our fascia, which helps strengthen the fascia inside of our body so that when we do fall or experience a slip, you can kind of bounce back elastically, internally a little bit better. Okay, so speech over, coming out of pigeon here. Once again, curling the back toes under, firing up the back knee off the mat, pressing into the hands, and then lifting that leg back into, I guess, down dog this time. Last time we went into tabletop and child's, but we are woken up. I don't know about you, but my body feels very, very nice. So I am just gonna end it here, walking forward to my hands. One last big, let's do gorilla pose actually, stepping on our palms. So palms facing up and then sliding them underneath your feet so that you're stepping on your hands with your toes at your wrists. Inhale, straighten your back, and then exhale, bend your elbows and use your feet to help open the backs of your legs, elbows out to the side. Nice. I like to kind of like lift my toes and then press them down. Find like a bit of a rocking motion, which is really nice for my legs right now. Oh, and the upper back, it's helping open that a little. Nice. Oh, and now hands on the ground. Bend your knees deeply. Let's find one last squat, Malasana squat. Making sure that you have your elbows, I should probably show you what I'm doing here. Elbows pressing into the inside of your legs. Hands at heart center. Taking a breath here. No need for any crazy binds. I feel really nice right now. Just my back feels strong. My legs feel warm. And releasing. And coming to sit on your bum for one last little check-in. I'll close out with some sound healing as well. And if you're here, your hands can be on your knees, eyes closed, or hands together at heart center with a little bow. Perhaps you can rest the forehead on the back of your thumbnails, helping rest your head on your hands, and just offering yourself a little bit of thanks for showing up on the mat, putting on this video, and waking up the body for the day, ensuring that you have a healthy flow of all of the things that you could possibly need. A healthy body in balance. And vow for the rest of the day to check in with yourself. See how you feel. And then give yourself whatever you may need as you need it. If you feel you're holding tension while you're sitting down relaxing in the evening, find a new position to lay in where you aren't craning your neck. If you find yourself overthinking, journal. If your body feels a little bit off, maybe it's time to move again. And as you give yourself what you need every time the need comes up, you build this beautiful self-trust. And that gives you the ability to be present, because you know that you can tune into your needs and tend to them as required. So you don't have to worry so much or pre-plan so much or absorb so much. Instead, you can just observe a little more and bring that energy into your day. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your week. And I will see you again soon. Bye.